played through the first 9 weeks of the season, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback, but he's played the position better better than Burrow, better than Patrick Mahomes, better than Dak, better than Jalen Hurts, and he's a rookie. He's absolutely right now, he should be the favorite. At 5-4, as you mentioned, Stephen A., they've already beat Jacksonville, and we saw Jacksonville get the demolition job done on them.
That's right.
If they win the division, it's a no-brainer if he keeps playing like he's playing.
It's a no-brainer. And, Shannon, just to buffer your point before we go back to you, Dio, just a couple of stats to read. Completed 11 of 19 passes, over 10 air yards for 259 yards. He averaged a career-high 11.9 air yards per attempt. Has thrown for a league-high 1,513 yards on throws, over 10 air yards, Shannon, this season alone. Here's the deal. Pass yards per game, first at 291.8. Interception percentage, 0.6%. That's tops in the league, okay? He's second in the league in yards per completion. I mean, this is unbelievable. To see this from a rookie, it's appropriate that we haven't seen or haven't had a discussion about a rookie being a league MVP since Dan Marino got a vote in 1983. Because the kind of stuff that we're talking about with C.J. Stroud here is the kind of stuff they were talking about in 1983 with Dan Marino when we saw him as a rookie.
And Shannon, the most surprising and impressive thing is how good he is post-snap. You know, so often a lot of young quarterbacks in general, they get up to the line of scrimmage and they'll have a pretty decent idea. We got some tape here. Look at the first take with a little tape. We got motion. Shannon, you know this. This is man coverage on this deep outer corner route. 3rd and 14. Right when he sees Schultz win, Shannon, you know that. It's like, oh, that guy won even though he's not supposed to. Ball comes out of his hand beautifully. How about this, Stephen? A 1st and goal. You know what? Watch how quickly this happens. There's no hesitation here. I don't care if I'm on the road versus a Lou Anarumo, one of the best defensive coordinators in the league, led defense. No hesitation. And then this play to kind of secure the field goal range. Look how quickly he does his eyes here, right? He's got a little switch release under or slant route. Watch this linebacker, Stephen. I see how linebacker turns. Yep. He's turning there because C.J. Stroud's like, oh, I know you're the problem. And Shannon knows this. Great quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, elevating quarterbacks, they're great problem solvers.
Right.
And I think that's one of these things where maybe some people lost out on the draft, and I know Lewis had him as the #1 guy. He's an elite problem solver. And think about it in this context, because this is why, and I think it's a good conversation of for MVP for you guys, does it have to be a great team? Because my vantage point is this.
No, I just thought they have to be a winning team.
Okay, so it's got to be a mattering team.
It's got to be a mattering team. Not great, but they got to matter.
In 2 months, the narrative around Houston has completely changed.
Without question.
And that, to me, that's why I sit here and I go, that's the MVP.
Well, Shannon, and remember, you were on the air with me last year. Shannon, he was on air with me last year. Obviously, you weren't when I was talking about the Houston Texans as an organization, Shannon. And I thought, considering what they did to the 2 previous black coaches, 1 and out, I thought it was an absolute disgrace. I thought that I was hesitant. I said, D'Amico Ryan, get your money, get your years or whatever. You can't trust this organization. But we have to stand down now, because to draft C.J. Stroud, to move up, get Will Anderson as well. So you got you got an elite person, exactly, but you got an elite person on offense, an elite person on defense. You know, your head coach preceded all of that. You winning on all cylinders. You got to give the Houston Texans finally got something right in a very, very, very big way, Shannon.